Hello everyone, this is Amin Kambari and thank you very much for following my page on YouTube. I'm so happy to have this chance of lecturing to you whether or not to study with ACCA and what benefits studying ACCA can deliver you, since I think that everywhere in the world that we search for students of accounting, they're looking for finding a good job for themselves. They are looking to continue their studies in a way that can boost the pace at which they can find a job for themselves and start doing whatever they have learned in university or at universities in practice. So I believe that accounting students are a bit concerned whether or not to study with qualifications such as ACCA or not, since they want to find out whether it can bring them any benefits with regard to the jobs that they're going to experience in practice or not. And for accounting students, we have different people with different desires. Some people would rather to go and work as an accountant. Some people would likely to go and work as the specialist in reporting or budgeting. The other ones are interested in taxation and so many other jobs in the world of accounting. So when we are talking about accountancy profession, we're not merely talking about doing the same thing over and over again. Nowadays, in today's world, we can say that accountants do different roles, and because of that, when we have different desires, we need to be accountable to people, whether or not studying qualifications such as ACCA would be of any beneficial for them or not, or is there any benefits for them? Are there any benefits for them available or not? So I start my presentation in a way that what ACCA stands for. ACCA actually stands for Association of Chartered Certified Accountants, and it is a global professional body which delivers accounting international course to students around the globe. It is well known, and if you just Google ACCA on internet, you can find how popular this qualification is, and you can learn so many things about it. However, if we want to consider the points of ACCA, they say that we are the world's most forward-thinking accountancy body, since they believe that accountancy is vital for economies to grow and prosper, which is why they work all over the world to build the profession and make society fairer and more transparent. Yes, ACCA has different offices around the world, so in every country which we can say that accounting has a word to say, they have an office. They're trying to deliver the most updated knowledge to the accountants and blah, 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 blah. ACCA actually is a world-leading accountancy qualification. In my opinion, also, it is the same thing because if you just Google different qualifications that we have in accounting, you face with the thing that ACCA is the one that most of the countries know. Most people are aware of it, so it means that it is a good brand. So the branding has got its points and has found its way. And if you just say, for example, in one country that I'm an ACCA member, they're not going to question you what ACCA is, because definitely as accountants, they know what ACCA is actually. Even if the country is not accepting ACCA as a good qualification or as a competent qualification to become a CPA, Certified Public Accountant or something, at least they know that your knowledge is updated because they are aware of what ACCA is and where ACCA is located. So I think that ACCA is one of the most leading accountancy qualification. ACCA is one of the rare, qualifications that pay attention to the ethics. Even they have just included the ethics in the syllabus of their course. Like when you just finalize your first three papers, you need to finalize your ethics, foundation in professionalism module. And then at the end, when you're finalizing all 9 papers, the skills level and the knowledge level, you in a right time need to sit for EPSOM, ethics and professionalism skills module, EPSM, what we know that. And it means that they pay attention to ethics, and it is really important because not all the qualifications in accounting paying attention to these things. They produce well-rounded, future-ready professionals. Yes, through different things they're working on that. Even the way that they're, for example, taking their exams prove that they want to train accountants for practice. You know, when you just sit for your examinations, the examinations are held through use of computer. And by computer, I mean that even if you want to type something, you need to have something like a Word. If you just want to like make some calculations and prove something, you have a spreadsheet. So even if from the exam sessions that you experience in ACCA, you can learn how important it is to learn the technology, how important it is to learn Excel, how important it is to learn actually Word and the other things. They create the best careers. I agree with this because ACCA has got some approved employers. It means that employers are coming and joining ACCA. So they are there to deliver some benefits to the students, like some scholarships, like some paid leave times for the ACCA students. And there is a directory on ACCA website. It is just like LinkedIn. Employers are posting the job carriers on their vacancies there, and then people, CCA students or even the members, can go there, find their desired job, and then they can have a job for themselves to do. So it is really important for accountants that the qualification itself delivers them a way to start their job. So I think ACCA can deliver that as well. They have some valuable global partnerships. In past, for example, ACCA and CPA, Certified Public Accountants of Canada, has just had just some agreements in a way that if ACCA students finalized their qualification, they could have become eligible to be exempted from some, units of the CPA qualification, and they just had to sit for merely taxation and corporate and business law of the Canada, and that was really good for them. But nowadays they have not extended this, but they still have some mutual partnerships with Australia, with New Zealand, with United Arab Emirates, with other countries like Malaysia, Hong Kong, and these are the countries that they have some mutual agreements, deliver some benefits for the ACCA students. So if they want to immigrate to other countries, at least they have a place for themselves using their qualification, which is ACCA. And actually, ACCA tries to actively shape the profession. Yes, toward holding so many webinars, toward participating in different fairs. They try to add value to this profession. So the members, the tutors, the people at ACCA are all professional people, so they know exactly what this profession is. So whatever happens to the profession, they have a thing to say. As an instance, I can say, for example, COVID-19 pandemic just impacted some areas in accounting. So ACCA was one of the first, bodies that came into action, tried to have its suggestions to the accountants and the accountancy profession. And based on the statistics they provide, 92% of employers say ACCA people have the skills needed to drive the business forward. So it is really good. 92%. It means that around 92% of vacancies that you can find on the internet, they know exactly what ACCA is, and it is really, really important. So at the moment, we can say that ACCA works together with the employers to make sure that its members have the required knowledge and the skills, which is important for them to have them in practice. As a result, the employability of the ACCA students is increasing day by day, and it is a really good news for the ACCA students. So because of those partnerships, the member of ACCA can work internationally. They also can, they have some partnerships with university as well. One of the questions that come into the mind of the people who would like to start their way with ACCA is that in today's world, it is something strange that, for example, someone says that I've just hold my bachelor's degree. So many people are going after, for example, to study a master's degree, PhD, postdoc, and the other things. Although in accounting, I believe that learning how to do the job is more important compared to having a PhD or something. But there is a question: shall I study my way with ACCA and quit the university, or if I just try to put my concentration in ACCA and then I lose the time that I can have in university? What happens to me if I just entered somewhere and they told me that we require you to have the university certificate? Is there any way for me as well? So ACCA has just made some partnerships with university. In this example, if I want to make you sure that you can at least have a university qualification, ACCA and Oxford Brookes University in the UK has just made an agreement with each other. It says that if the ACCA students finalize their first 9 papers, it means the knowledge level and skills level, which in continue of this video, I'm going to lecture you about the papers, the name of the chapters, the levels that we have in ACCA and the rest of the things. And then if they just finalize their ethics and professionalism skills module, or what we call it as an abbreviation of EPSM, they can be awarded with a bachelor's degree in applied accounting from the university, Oxford Brookes University in the UK, though they are required to have a project named as RAP, Research and Analytic Project, which I will explain this in a separate video about Oxford Brookes University. It says that if you study with us in ACCA, you don't lose your time, but not only you can, for example, be awarded with the ACCA qualification, but at the same time, if you just study and if you do the project, you can be awarded with the Oxford Brookes University bachelor's degree in applied accounting as well. So in master's degree, they also have another partnership, which when you become an affiliate, if you just make some projects, if you just do some projects, you can be awarded with a master's degree from University of London, which is one of the well-known universities in accounting around the globe. Wow, that is interesting. You see, you can study for a qualification. At the same time, there is a gap between whether or not I need to go to the university, or shall I stay at home and study ACCA, or shall I just go and study with some approved learning partners of ACCA around the globe. So you get stressed. Shall I just quit university? And ACCA has just got some answer for this, which says that if you just finalize your ACCA studies, then you can go and be awarded with university qualifications from Oxford Brookes University bachelor's level and from University of London in master's degree level. That is interesting. At the moment, ACCA has got around 200,000 members around the globe, 486,000 active students in 101 offices and centers in 57 countries. Wow. 7,291 approved employers. Look at the numbers. The numbers speak out. 501 exam centers in 148 countries. That is brilliant, fantastic, one of the well-known qualifications around the globe. That is really important for you as accountants. Now, what ACCA is and when we can become an ACCA member. First, in order to become an ACCA member, you need to finalize the exams, then the ethics module. Then you have to deliver the ACCA 36 months of relevant experience that you have been active in practice. This experience does not merely mean that you have to wait until the end of your studies and then you go to the job. No, you can do your job at the same time you can study. Whatever you have done in accounting, if your manager, who might be a CPA or IFAC qualified manager, can approve it. Whatever you have done in accounting, if it is in line with the performance objectives, which I suggest you to search the internet on performance objectives of PER, practical experience requirements of ACCA. 36 months is required. It means that if you have worked in past, you have been working till now, and you want to continue your job, and today you want to start your ACCA studies, you can deliver all those experience and deliver to ACCA and provide it to ACCA as well. Not only you can wait until the end of your qualification to go to work and start working, and then you deliver your experience record to the ACCA, but also you can deliver from your past experiences even in the middle of your studies. After that, you become an ACCA member. Before the experience, you become a ACCA affiliate. It means that you just have finalized all the exams, you just have finalized the ethics, professionalism, and skills module, but yet you need to obtain some experience, you need to gain some experience and deliver the PR and complete the PR on ACCA website in order to become an ACCA member. Now, one question comes to your mind. How long does ACCA take in order, for example, to become finalized? Look, ACCA has 15 books, which you see here. Business and Technology, which has been, changed since 2020. The previous name was Account and Business. In my slides, it is old. The new name is Business and Technology, Management Accounting, Financial Accounting, Corporate and Business Law, Performance Management, Taxation, Financial Reporting, Audit and Assurance, Financial Management, SPL, SPR, actually Advanced Financial Management, Advanced Performance Management, Advanced Taxation, and Advanced Audit and Insurance. You have 15 papers. Out of these 15 papers, if you just look at this blue side, you see that after the first two essential ones, you have options. It says you need to pick two out of these four papers. I'm going to explain this later, but ACCA has got 13 exams. Exams of ACCA are in form of CBEs, computer-based exams. We have three types of exams in ACCA, which one of them is there thanks to COVID-19. The first one is on-demand CBE. The second one is the session CBEs. And the third one is remote exams. The first type of exams, which is on-demand CBEs, mean the exams that take place every day. Every time that you intend to sit for exams, the exam venue can deliver to you. You sit for your exams, and after finalizing your exam, all at the same time, you can see your result, whether or not you have passed the paper. The pass, mark in ACCA papers, in all the papers, is 50. It means that if you just achieve 50 marks out of the 100 marks, you can pass the paper. If below 50, you are going to fail it, and you need to retake the paper. So on-demand CBEs, the CBEs that whenever you would like to sit for the exam, you can find a center for it, you can sit for there, and then when you pass it, you can understand it just in some seconds, like 10, 15 seconds after finalizing your exam, you can see the results. In this level, for on-demand CBEs, because it is like every day in the year that you can sit for the exams, it takes you around 6 months, 7 months if you study hard. The two other types of examinations are session CBEs and actually remote exams. Session CBEs and remote exams take place 4 times a year. In March, in June, in September, and in December. 4 times a year. Every sit, you can take 4 papers. However, the maximum number of papers you can sit for for the ACCA examination is actually 8 papers a year, not more than that. 8 papers a year, maximum number of accounts. So if you just consider that you can sit for maximum number of 8 papers a year, at least it requires you to spend around 1.5 years. However, if we want to consider you as a normal student who studies every 3 months a paper, I can say that in 2.5 years and maybe in 3 years you can finalize your studies. If we be optimistic that you can pass all the papers, which I think if you study just for it, you can do that. And you can become successful in doing this. So These session CBEs and remote CBEs is like the session CBEs. You go to the venue. There are computers there. You're sitting there together with all the students there in the venue. You can take your exams. In remote CBs, you are at home due to some unexpected events like the COVID-19 and the rest of the things which some locations are not able or not capable of delivering exam in form of session CBs. You can sit at home by some conditions, which I think that you can easily search for that on internet. You can sit for your examination and finalize them. So ACCA takes around 2.5 or 3 years as an if you're a normal person. But the question coming to your mind, it is like this: shall I wait for 3 years and maybe or maybe not? I'm going to have my ACCA qualification. Uh, do we have any option for example, having some midterm qualification as well? ACCA has just thought about this. If we just finalize the very first 3 papers of ACCA, together with the Foundation in Professionalism and a Skills module, you can be awarded with Diploma in Accounting and Business. If we just finalize the very first 9 papers of the ACCA, it means the Knowledge and Skills level, together with the EPSM, Ethics and Professionalism and Skills module, you can be awarded with Advanced Diploma in Accounting and Business. By doing the project, as what I said in past, maybe minutes ago, you can be awarded with Oxford Brookes University Bachelor's in Applied Accounting as well. If you just finalize all your ACCA studies, all those 13 papers, together with providing them with the relevant, the work experience, signed off by your IFAC qualified manager or by the approved employer of ACCA, you can be awarded with the ACCA qualification itself. And if you just want to continue with University of London, you can be awarded with a Master's in Professional Accounting. Wow! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 qualification together with the title of ACCA. That is amazing, guys. You can be awarded with some midterm qualification as well, which employers are aware of them. However, if you just want to become well known for good salaries, if you want to fight, you can become an ACCA member as well. This is more important compared to the other qualification, the ACCA title itself. But for you, because many of you, like me, are not patient, so you can be awarded with some midterm qualifications as well. Now, what are the ACCA papers are about? Let me just explain you about the applied knowledge and applied skills, then we go after for the professional level, because if you understand the skills level and knowledge level, you will probably understand what we have there in the strategic professional level. In knowledge level, we have accounting and business, which has changed its name to business and technology. It talks about the organizational structures, organizational behavior, what we mean by teams and the rest of the things, the group norms, marketing, macro and microeconomics, things like, for example, what accounting is, what accountancy profession is about, fintech, finance and technology, the role and important role of IT in today's world of accounting. These are the things that you're going to cover in the first paper of ACCA. In management accounting, as it comes from its name, you deal with management accounting. It means that you deal with costing, budgeting, pricing, analyzing the performance of different companies from both the financial and non-financial sides. In financial accounting, you're going to understand the difference between management accounting and financial accounting, the standards, debit and credit, journal entries and the rest of the things, group accounts, cash flow statement, preparation of financial statements, including the statement of financial position, statement of profit and loss, statement of comprehensive income, statement of changes in liquidity, statement of cash flows, and blah, 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 blah. You can find the syllabus on the ACCA website as well. In applied skills, corporate and business law, as it comes from its name, it's about the corporate and business law. We have performance management, which is a complementary chapter on management accounting, give you some more additional tool in more advanced way. Taxation, which is deal with taxation. Some countries have their own taxation in ACCA, but if you're among the countries, you can check this on ACCA website, whether or not your country is listed in ACCA, and whether or not your country is providing that paper to its students or not. If you're among the countries which their name is not there, you should study the taxation of England. In financial reporting, we are dealing with IFRS and ISS in audit and assurance. That comes from its name. We deal with auditing, type of reports that we can write, whether we can express our opinion as a qualified report, unqualified report, clean report, or adverse opinion or disclaimer of opinion. These are the things that we can see there in audit and assurance. Understanding the definitions of risk and blah blah blah. Financial management also, we deal with the financial management, how to finance, how to manage our working capital, how to do the valuation of the business, and discounted cash flow techniques, DCF. These are the things that we go to learn in financial management. In P level, we deal with the strategical things. It means that not only ACCA wants you to become a good accountant, but also it wants to train you to become a good manager as well. So in strategic business leader and strategic business reporting, you learn how to use the skills that you have obtained in the skills level, how you can use the knowledge you have provided by in applied knowledge level into practice and think for long term, think out of the box. These are the things that you learn in a strategic level. And in options, two papers based on your desire. If you want, for example, to become a tax accountant, you can go after taxation. If you want to become someone who is good in budgeting, you need to go after, for example, advanced performance management, and etc. So all this paper together, you will become a good accountant if you just learn this package. A question coming to your mind is this: shall I, for example, is it important whether or not I study for advanced performance management or advanced audit and assurance? It doesn't be mentioned in your title that you are a ACCA member just because of advanced audit and assurance, but it is up to you whether or not you want to become a good accountant in respect of auditing. It is better if you just study auditing from your syllabus. And another question coming to your mind is that is the pass mark important in the exam? Actually, on your ACCA qualification, there is no place mentioning the score. For example, to say that 30, 40, 50. No. It's not like that. If you just pass the paper, you can be awarded with the ACCA title. It is important to pass it. But I suggest you to study for good grades, because if you study for good grades, at least you can become sure that you have learned everything clearly and you can become better accountants. However, ACCA exams are like that. Even if you don't understand a word, you cannot even pass it. So if you want to study, please study in a way that you can learn everything clearly and with deep understanding. And if you do that, absolutely, your grades also would be great. And another thing is studying ACCA hard? Actually not. If your English level is good, if you can spend around 2-3 hours a day studying, you can be sure that you can pass the papers. It's not that difficult. It is not that rocket science. It's something that requires practice. And for practicing, the question that comes to your mind is that, what should I use? Actually, there are some approved learning contents by Kaplan University and BPP University. You can just search BPP and Kaplan on Google and type ACCA in front of BPP or Kaplan. You can see the name of books. Both of these publications and universities are publishing two kind of books: interactive text or study text, which delivers you the study notes, and revision kits or practice and revision kit, which you can just practice whatever you have learned from the study text and make sure that everything you have read there, you have a deep understanding of it, and you can do your best at exam. In addition to that, ACCA has just some approved learning partners around the world. It is easy for you if you just go and visit accaglobal.com website and search approved learning partners. Filter the country that you're living there, the name of the country that you live there, and you can see the center's name there. And based on that, you can study in approved learning partners. Approved learning partners sometimes provide their own pamphlets, provide their own slides to the students, have their own method of teaching, so that you can make sure that you are there to understand everything clearly. And another thing is that how much does it cost for me to study for ACCA? Actually, studying for ACCA is around 2,500 pound, British pound, for you to finance the ACCA from the very first day that you start with ACCA, registration fees and the other things, and sitting for the examinations, passing them, and blah blah blah. Imagine 3,000 pound at the moment, which is actually 21st of September 2021. If you are watching this later, you can update the fees and the things that is related to that through visiting the ACCA website. Just go to google.com, search ACCA fees and charges on Google. ACCA fees and charges. There is a page on accaglobal.com. If you just search for this, you can filter the name of your country. You can see all the prices of ACCA there on the website. And another question that may come to your mind is that what do you mean by a good understanding of English? I think that if your academic IELTS score is around 6.5, you can be at least a bit sure that you can handle it. But if higher, it is more suggested. It doesn't require you to have IELTS, TOEFL, or other examinations of ACCA to check your language competency level. However, it is better if you just hold these qualifications. And if you at least be in a level that I just mentioned, 6.5 in academic IELTS, but doesn't require you to have it. Just have it in mind that, okay, my English should be at least 6.5 academic IELTS in order to start my job with ACCA. Okay, let's go further. I just told you that ACCA is now using the computer in order to take its exams. These computer-based exams let students to be aware of the importance of spreadsheets and also the word processing formats, because in today's world as accountants you need to be good at both the Excel and Word, because if you want to write your reports you need to use Word. If you just want to make some calculations you need to have some supporting documents, and what better than Excel to do this and handle this for you, to sort this out for you. So this CV is really good. The type of the questions requires you to have a deep understanding from the syllabus, so the examinations are now more clinical. You can understand everything better. If you just pass the exam, you have done a great job. Okay. We just told you about the strategic level. I just told you about the ethics and professional skills module, which includes these items. We have around actually 9 chapters, which we deal about the ethics and professionalism, personal effectiveness, innovation and skepticism, commercial awareness, leadership and team working, communication and interpersonal skills, data analytics, strategic professional support unit, and at the end you have an exam in order to finalize your ethics and professionalism skills module. I just told you about the PER that you have to deliver, to provide ACCA with 36 months experience in a relevant role. Relevant role here means accounting, whatever which is related somehow to accounting. That is important. 86% of Honduras think ACCA members are the complete finance professional. If we just get back to this slide, you see, in ACCA syllabus, you're getting to know everything in accounting. Financial accounting, management accounting, auditing, taxation, corporate and business law, so at a strategic level of thinking. So everything that you require to become a good accountant, you have it there in the syllabus. This is one of the rare qualifications, having all this together. Make you a good management accountant somehow, make you a good financial accountant, make you a good auditor. So that's why around 86% of employers think ACCA members are the complete finance professional, because the qualification of ACCA covers everything. All right, thank you very much for listening to me. I hope that at least you have understood what ACCA is, whether or not you need to study with ACCA. I try to emphasize on some important things with regard to this qualification, and I hope that you have enjoyed my video. If you just enjoyed it, just share it with your friends and subscribe my page. Click on the subscribe button this below of this video, and you can become a new subscriber of this page. Thank you very much. Have your comments here. I try to answer them as much as many as I can, so I can become sure that your questions have been solved, and then you can start thinking whether or not ACCA is good for you, and you can go after that. You can go and study for that. In summary, as final conclusion, I believe that ACCA qualification is the qualification that every accountant should think about it. Please, should try it, because you can learn as much as you can believe. Thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe my page, and goodbye.